Hi, welcome to the online version of Introduction to Women's Studies, WGS 201. My name's Maura Casey and I am the course author, but not your instructor. So you will be getting some of the materials from me, the course author. I'm the person designing this website, this Niihka site, but you will not be having me, unfortunately, as your instructor. So what I want to do in this screencast is to basically introduce you to how the online classroom works. If you've made it to this screencast, you've already been through the Getting Started section. That means you've read the syllabus, you've read the grading policies, you've seen that there are rubrics for all of the assignments, there's a course calendar that tells you what is due and when. And there's a whole bunch of other material in there. But what you haven't taken a close look at just yet is the online classroom. So what we're looking at here is the main screen of the online classroom. And if you just scroll down, which my computer doesn't really want to do that easily, you'll see that there's a pre-work module and then there are 6 modules that follow. There's also a 7th module, which is going to be the final exam. I haven't put that on there yet, but you don't need to worry about that just yet. So you have also clicked into the pre-work module where my screencast will appear. I'm doing this obviously before I recorded the screencast, so it doesn't appear there yet, but it will. And what you're doing right now is you're watching the screencast below and following the secret mission instructions. So the secret mission instructions I'm going to tell you right now, so you might want to write them down or pause the recording so that you can write them down. What you're going to do is you are going to take the 3 secret words I'm going to give you during this screencast, and you are going to write those down, and then you are going to email your instructor with those 3 secret words. So the first secret word that I'm going to give you, I'll give you right now, and that secret word is Friday. So Friday is when those first assignments are due. So your first secret word is Friday. Okay, so you've obviously already seen this. You know that if you click into the syllabus quiz, well, that assignment is not currently available. It will be available by the time you do this. And let's take a look, just as an example, at Module 1 to show you what kinds of things can be in the modules. So in the module introduction, you'll find a screencast much like this one where I might, or your instructor might, provide some overview of the content in this module and maybe draw your attention to the main assignments of this module. You'll also see that there will be objectives. These are the things that you should be able to know or do by the end of the module. There is module reading. All of the reading is mandatory, so you do want to make sure that you go through all of the reading. I see that I've misnumbered that. I'll fix that. You want to go through all of the module reading, and you want to make sure that you watch all the videos and look at all the websites that are listed. Module 1 is going to ask you to set up a Weebly website. Weebly is very easy to use. It is basically a drag and drop website tool, and all of your assignments in this class are going to be presented through Weebly, with the one exception of the final exam. So your Weebly site is really where you're going to be presenting all of your projects. It may take you some time to learn how to use Weebly, so you do want to make sure that you learn how to use it in the first week of class so that when you're getting to the point where you want to present your first project through Weebly, your Weebly site is all set up and ready to go. There's also an explanation of how to use Poplet for one of your first assignments, but Poplet is very, very easy to use, so you should be fine there. Every module will have a practice quiz in it, and the practice quiz is not graded. None of the practice quizzes are graded, but they help me emphasize certain content that I want to make sure that you understand. So when you take the practice quiz, even though you're knowing that it's not graded, make sure that you're reading the answers, the questions and answers carefully, and that you also read the feedback carefully, because there's some important instruction that happens in those quizzes. And then you'll get to a section in every module where there are the actual assignments. So this section you want to read very carefully because this is where the details of the assignments are. And you'll notice that when there's a forum post, you'll have a link in that assignment section to the relevant forums, the forums that relate to the assignment. So for example, in this, one of your assignments is to create an about page with some biographical information in your Weebly site, and then you're going to cut and paste that URL into the Weebly About Pages forum. And you'll see this takes you to the forum where you can easily start a new conversation within that module. Within that top forum topic, and you can post your URL there. So now I'm just going to go back and return to the lesson. You'll see it's pretty easy to navigate around the Niihka website. I'm going to scroll back down to where I was in the assignments. So look for links to the forum topics in that module, in that assignment section. You'll also notice that on the left-hand side, there's also, left-hand margin, there's also a link to the forums, and you can get into the forum that way as well. So I'm going to go back to the online classroom, back into Module 1. And then finally, at the end of each module, there is an additional resources section. And sometimes you will find that I put actual additional resources in here, but sometimes I just have a checklist. And that is going to be your secret word number 2 is checklist. So, so the checklist is just a way for you to make sure that you've completed all the assignments. I find that sometimes students can tend to get a little bit confused about what's due when in an online course. So I think that the checklist, if you use it properly, can really, really help you. And if we scroll back up, also when it comes to knowing what's due when, the announcements are going to be really important as well. When I have an assignment due, I announce it to the class. Hopefully your instructor will do that too. But I want to emphasize that those announcements get emailed to students, and so as a result you really need to be checking your email, your Miami University email, on a regular basis. Communication is so important in this course, just as it is in any other course, but because I wouldn't be, and your instructor wouldn't be seeing you on a daily basis, you really need to make sure that you know how to get in touch with people. So you'll see on the left-hand side of the margin there is an email page, and you can email me as the course instructor, but you can also, as the course author, but you don't want to email me, you want to email your instructor. But you can also email your fellow students from here. So if you're not sure how to get in touch with them elsewhere, this is one way to do that. So communication, again, so important in this class. If there's anything that prevents you from completing the work of the class, or just generally being successful, communicate with your instructor as soon as possible. And that's going to be your third secret word, is communication. So you have 3 secret words that you're going to email to your instructor by the end of this first week. And hopefully this little screencast has helped you to get a feel for what a module in this class looks like. Thanks. Bye.